Yo guys, what's going on? Got some yellow hybrid action for you guys. Well, more of a just explaining my tech choices and kind of a preliminary list. I would like to say at the time of making this BT8 is not yet out, but I have been testing this deck out a lot and I really enjoy it. If you know me, I'm a big fan of yellow hybrid and the kind of security control type decks. Now, for a lot of you who've been playing BT7 for a while, I'm sorry because I know a lot of people don't like playing against this deck. This and kind of blue hybrid are very annoying and difficult to deal with, but this deck gets a lot of cool tools in the next set. So let's just kind of talk about it if you are looking forward to a competitive yellow list for the next format. So I'm still running this yellow-purple, and you'll see why as we get to the top end and the option cards and stuff. But of course, Demi-Meramon I think is just better for the sake of the consistency. We see a lot of people playing Xiaomon as well in the BT7 meta, which I definitely think has its merits. I think it's a little bit less powerful because of the advent of the armor purge Digimon, but I also just want the consistency. But realistically, this could be whatever you want. Gazimon I still think is ridiculous against any blue deck, mainly just because of Hammer Spark, Ice Wall, and stuff like that. Really wins you games just being able to prevent your opponent from gaining memory. So I think this is just solid choice to stick with. Pokemon for consistency, of course, because you are playing a hybrid deck, and then of course the 4 copies of Kazimon plus Zephyrmon because they're of course your only options. And then for the healing package, so of course we've got Jet Sylphimon, like usual, the Digivolve for 1 and then recover 1 if you've got a hybrid underneath her, which you'll always have because you got Jet Sylphy, will always Digivolve onto like a Kazimon or Zephyrmon. But now we've also got another really powerful level 5 that indiscriminately heals. So, well, I shouldn't say indiscriminately, but for the most part, you're always resolving his recovery effect. We got Shakumon here. When Digivolving, if you got 5 or fewer security cards, recover 1. And then he's also got a DNA Digivolution effect because he is a dual yellow blue Digivolution. But of course, you're not really going to do that in this specific version of the deck. I'm sure you could concoct a list where you could do that, but I'm just talking like pure yellow for now. You're really just Digivolving this guy for 4 on top of a Kazimon. Like, that's totally fine. You're totally cool doing with that because you get to just recover 1. So you're basically playing 6 copies of Jet Sylphy, albeit this guy is a little bit bigger and not searchable, but he does also have a really cool inherit effect, which is just when attacking one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 3,000. Really good for clearing out opponents' Pokemon's rookie floodgates and just like Vmons and stuff, because that'll be pretty relevant this upcoming format. So Shakumon I really enjoy. And then we also got probably the most prominent top end card in this deck, which is Ophanimon Fall Down Mode. So of course we got the condition Digivolving 2 from Ophanimon. Unfortunately, I don't think this is really going to be utilized. We currently, I believe we have 2 Ophanimons, right? We got like the regular one from like BT1, and then we got like the promo from like BT7 or something. Yeah, so we got like this one, which is super old. That has a terrible effect, and then this one, which I actually do think has a pretty cool effect. But realistically, I don't think you're gonna be running the regular Ophanimons. You're probably just gonna evolve this for 4, which is totally fine because she's got 2 really cool effects. So first of all, when Digivolving, if this card has a purple Digimon source, in its sources, delete level 4 lower, which is of course really cool. But you're not really gonna resolve that. You're just mainly using her to recover 1, of course. Okay, simple enough. You're recovering 1, but then on deletion, you may play a purple or yellow level 4 lower from your trash without paying the memory cost. So this is another really good recursion card. Of course, you've already had Suzanomon to put hybrids back to the bottom of your deck, so you don't like deck out and then just reshuffling your resources. But now you can also just play like the Kaze and Zephyr from your trash, and then of course you can just Digivolve them onto your ultimates again, recover some more. So really good value there. I love the floating effect, but then also the fact that this card is a yellow-purple dual color now finally allows you to play Omnimon Zord Defeat in this deck. I think Zord Defeat is going to be played in a lot of decks in this upcoming format, not only this deck, but of course Mastamon as well. It's just broken to Mastamon, so yellow-purple dual color helps out with that. And then you can obviously like tech out your deck if you wanted to play something like Millenniumon or maybe a Chaosmon Valderam or something. I don't know, but you guys get my point. The card's really versatile. And then of course playing 3 Zord Defeat, really broken off security, really broken Digivolving effect, and now that you're able to take advantage of that, it's really good in stuff like the mirror match and just getting rid of Davises and just other tamers that you don't want your opponent to have on the field. And then of course Suzanomon, good for the Sec Attack +2 when Digivolving delete the Digimon, and then of course the main thing is just putting back your dudes to the bottom of the deck. That's nothing new. So now we got some of the new yellow-purple dual color cards, and this is why I am playing the purple eggs, because of course getting yellows out on the field is no problem since you're playing so many Tamers and Digimon, of course. But then having the egg there guarantees you the ability to activate these. So what I think is one of the craziest option cards they've probably ever printed in this game is Flame Hellscythe. Now, I don't even think it's as broken in this deck as it is in, like, let's say Mastamon, because I'm not playing Magna Angemon in this deck. Now, maybe you could definitely take out with a Magna Angemon, and the reason why you play that is because Flame Hellscythe has this ability. Of course, one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 6,000 for the turn, which is pretty straightforward, but then of course you get to then play a yellow-purple lower, a yellow-purple Digimon with 6,000 or lower DP from your trash without paying the memory cost, so that of course includes both Zephyrmon and Kazimon, so it's both a removal card plus a floating, so now you not only have Ophanimon fall down mode, but you've also got Flame Hellscythe to be able to just float into hybrids after the fact that, like, they've died or you use their effects, or, you know, they've been set to trash. So the recursion I just absolutely love. But in Mastamon specifically, the fact that it is a 6,000 DP threshold lets you play ultimates from the trash, not just champions. So being able to kill something and play level 5 from the trash is absolutely crazy. Magna Angemon play him, recover 1 because they do get their on play effects, and then of course you also get to play something like a I believe Anjouamon is 6,000 or lower. Yeah, the new Anjouamon is 6,000 DP, so you get to play this. It gets her on play effect. So I can't gush enough about this card. I think it's an absolute staple in both this deck and the Mastamon deck. And speaking of more staple option cards, we got Chaos Degradation. Now this effect is very, very interesting. I would argue probably one of the best removal, like singular removal effects in the game, because it's a very interesting mechanic that it just places one of your Digimon, your opponent's Digimon, face down or face down, like at the top or bottom of their security stack, and then trash the top card of their security. So ideally you can just like put like an enemy like Black or Greymon or whatever boss monster they have on top, and then immediately you just send it to trash, but it doesn't destroy, it doesn't even return to hand, so it's really, really good removal. It doesn't even return the deck, which again, stuff like decks like this will actually just end up drawing their whole deck, so they just really won't see that for the rest of the game in their hand, of course, unless they have other cards, but you guys get it what I mean. So that's really good for that, but of course you can also just place one of their Digimon on the bottom of their security stack and then trash the top, so potentially getting rid of option cards, Tamers, and then now that you know, you have that piece of information that you know what's at the bottom of their security stack, you can kind of play around it because it's just going to be a Digimon, so you're not really concerned, and you know the DP as well. So Chaos Degradation I think is a really, really crazy card. The only reason I think I prefer Flame Hellscythe, so I'm playing 4-2. You could try a 3-3. I think I like this better because it floats into a Digimon, but then also, Chaos Degradation doesn't have as strong as a security effect. A security effect does the same thing at the main effect, but you don't trash the top of their security stack. So you basically just get rid of one of the Digimon still, but they end up essentially recovering one. So it's kind of okay in this deck because you're playing a long game, so you're not really concerned about OTKing them until like you're going for game, like you're set, you've got all your resources in hand. But it's still a little bit like annoying that they end up getting some sort of upside to that. So hence why I don't want to play too many of this, because you don't want to see insecurity all the time. But it's definitely still a very, very viable card. And of course for the Tamers, 3 copies of TK, 3 TK card in for Zoe is pretty standard in the current Yellow Hybrid list. All these cards are just amazing, but the new addition here is 4 copies of Cody. So Cody has the start of the main phase keyword, not the start of your turn, so it's actually past your breeding phase, so this isn't really relevant in this deck, but a lot of decks, let's say you had like a yellow level 3 in your breeding area and then you brought it out, then you could trigger Cody at the beginning of your main phase. So if you have a yellow Digimon play, just gain 1 memory. So this is a really, really nice way to gain memory. He's also only a 3 cost, and then of course when one of your Digimon digivolves into something with 2 or more colors, you can suspend him to give a Digimon on your opponent's side of the field minus 2,000. So that's only applicable with Shakumon and Ophanimon fall down mode, but you can get it off pretty easily. So being able to just like evolve these guys, get a minus 2,000, kill an enemy rookie, or, you know, stack it maybe with like a Flame Hellscythe is really, really cool. So Cody, I think, is going to be seeing a lot of play in pretty much most yellow security control type decks, and any deck that's playing the yellow hybrid engine, because this engine is so versatile, and I think it's probably going to stick around for a long time. But anyways, guys, that is going to be the video. If you want to check out gameplay, I'll probably have that link down in the description below. But thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you next time.